Hi kids, so in this video we are going to solve ICC semester 2 specimen question paper for physics and we'll solve the entire paper. First of all, if you look at the pattern, there are two sections, section A and section B. Section A consists of MCQ, there are 10 questions, 1 mark each, and in section B, out of 5 questions you have to attempt any 3. Okay, 10 marks for each question which has been further subdivided. So let's get started. Section A will solve first. Look over here. Now, the first question, if you look carefully, pendulum A, B, C, and D are tied to a flexible string PQ and are at rest. Pendulum C is disturbed. Which of the following statement is true? Number A, only pendulum C will start vibrating? No. Number B, pendulum A, B and D will also start vibrating, but A and D will vibrate with the maximum amplitude. Yes, that's my correct answer. Yes or no? Due to resonance, you can say, because they are of same length, isn't it? Option C and D I'm not looking, okay? So option B is my correct option. Now let us look at number 2. Which of the following is not a characteristic of parallel combination of resistor, which is a false statement? Okay. Number A, what they have given. If one resistor is fused, the circuit does not become open. I think that's a correct statement. So this will not be my answer. Be careful. That's a correct statement. I need to look at the incorrect statement. Okay. So this is not my answer. The total resistance R is given by the formula 1 by R equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 ... That's correct. The statement is correct, which means this is also not our answer. Number C. The total resistance becomes less than the least resistor present in the combination. This is also a correct statement. So this is also not my answer. You can check it out. Take a resistor of 2 ohm and another of 3 ohm and then calculate the equivalent resistance. You will get less than the 2 resistor. Now, number D, let us see. The current through each resistor always remains the same. This is a wrong statement. Yeah, the potential difference across each resistor is same, but the current will, or it may differ. Yes or no? So this is my incorrect statement. Incorrect statement. So this is my answer. Option D is my correct answer in this case. See what happens over here. I'll take a parallel combination. Suppose. Okay. This is current I. Then over here what happened? The current at this place, the current gets distributed into 2 parts. Okay. I1 and I2. And it's not that I1 and I2 will be always same. It may be same in certain cases. Okay, but always same, not possible. So D is my incorrect answer. So that's my correct option. Number 3. Which one of the following statement is correct? Now, live wire has zero potential. Never. Just touch it and then you'll come to know. So A is wrong. B. Fuse is connected to neutral wire? No, it's connected to live wire. Potential of live and earth wire is always the same? No. Number D. Earth wire is used to prevent electric shock. We are doing it for so long time, Yeah, that's my correct option. Option D is my correct option. Done. Look at number 4. The diagram below shows a free conductor AB is kept in a magnetic field and is carrying current from A to B. So this is the direction of current, okay, from A to B. To avoid confusion, complete part of the circuit is not shown. Okay? The direction of the force experienced by the current will be now up, down, towards north, towards south. Now look over here. I'll tell you. We have Fleming's left hand rule. Fleming's left hand rule. Let me apply this. Fleming's left hand rule, when you apply, it will be up. You can check it out on your own, okay? So, option A is my correct option, that is up. Done? Sure. We'll see the next one. Number 5. The diagram below shows a magnet moved near a coil along the axis. Which of the following diagram shows correct flow of current during this motion? Now look over here. I'll just draw the diagram first. This is, yeah, okay. Just look carefully. Yeah. So this is your diagram. This is the galvanometer. Now this is your magnet and it's moving in this direction. This is the north pole. This is your south pole. So what will happen? Remember Lenz's law? At this point, a polarity will be induced which will oppose the motion, which means a south pole will be induced. Yes or no? So a south pole will be induced over here. Over here, a north pole will be induced. South pole means the direction of current will be clockwise direction. Yes or no? Direction of current will be clockwise direction. So look at all the figure. I think this figure C is my correct figure. Yes or no? This is my correct figure where the current is clockwise. Okay, at this end. Yes or no? This is the direction of current given. If you look from the end, it will be clockwise, isn't it? Now, number 6. The meaning of the statement specific heat capacity of water is 4200 joule per kg per Kelvin. It simply means one thing, that the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of water through 1 Kelvin is 4200 joule. That is the definition. Yes or no? So if you look carefully, I think option C is my correct option. Look carefully. C is my correct option. Yes or no? 1 kg of water absorbs 4200 joule heat to increase its temperature by 1 Kelvin. Okay. Now look at the next one. Number 7. What they've given? 200 gram of ice at 0 degree needs dash heat to melt. Specific latent heat of ice is given as 336000 joule per kg. Pretty easy. Heat will be what? Remember the formula? Q equals to ml. M is what? 200 by 1000. I'm changing it to kg. So mass is 200 gram. It will become 200 by 1000. And L is how much? 336000. Just substitute and get the answer. So 20, 2 6 are 12, 2 3 are 6, 7, 2 3 are 6. So that's 67200 joule. So I think option B is my correct option. Done? Yes or no? Chalo. We'll do the next one now. The radiation which maximum penetrating power. It's gamma rays, of course. You can recall only, okay? So number 8, my answer will be gamma rays. Okay? Number 9, if you look carefully. Resonance is, look at the definition, what they've given. A force vibration in which amplitude remain constant. Wrong. Number B. A force vibration in which frequency of the force vibration is greater than the frequency of the greater than the free vibration of the body. That's wrong. Number C. A force vibration in which frequency of force vibration is equal to the free vibration of the body. Now that's my correct option. So option C is my correct option. Done. Number 10. The nuclear radiation which get deflected towards negatively charged plate in an electric field. Negatively charged, which means we must have a positive body, which is nothing but alpha particle. Yes or no? So number D is my correct option. Look carefully. Alpha particle. Am I clear? This was very easy because alpha particles are double ionized helium atom. Yes or no? So this is done. This was section A, which consists of your MCQ. Now look at section B. Over here, you will be having 5 questions, out of which you need to attempt 3 in the exam. But we'll solve all. Number 2, let us see what they have given. Number 2. Now, calculate the total resistance across AB. Now look carefully. I'll just draw the diagram first. Let us draw the diagram. This is 3 ohm. This is 5 ohm. This is 8 ohm. This is your point B and this is your point A. This is 3, 5, 8. Now, first of all, these two are in series. So, RS will be 3 plus 5. That's 8 ohm. Now, this 8 ohm and this 8 ohm are in parallel, which means 1 by RP is 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8. That is how much? 8 is the LCM. 1 plus 1, 2. That's 1 by 4, which means RP equals to 4 ohm. That's my correct answer. So the equivalent resistance, the total resistance across AB is this. Number B, what they have given. Let us look at. If a cell of EMF is given 2.4 volt with negligible internal resistance is connected across AB, then calculate the current. We know E equals to IR because the internal resistance is negligible. So we are not taking potential drop plus I into small r. We are not taking that. Now 2.4 equals to I, we don't know, R is 4. So I is what? 2.4 by 4. That's 0.6 ampere. Yes or no? That's my correct answer. Yeah. This was one part A and B. Chalo, you can copy this, okay? Let us rub this. I'll solve part 2. This is question 2 only, okay? This was part 1. Part 2, let me see what they've given. 2, part A. What they've given? Yeah. Which will absorb more heat? 10 gram of ice at 0 degree or 10 gram of water at 0 degree? So my answer is 10 gram of ice at 0 degree will absorb more heat. Yes or no? Because it will absorb latent heat to change to water at 0 degree. Yes or no? Now, number B. For the same mass of ice and ice cold water, why does ice produce more cooling than ice cold water? Just the previous one which we were discussing. See, ice produce more cooling effect. Why? Because we know 1 gram of ice absorbs 336 joule of heat energy, to convert, just remember this, to convert from ice to water. So this much additional heat energy is absorbed from the surrounding, which means it will have a greater cooling effect as compared to ice cold water. Yes or no? So that's my correct option. Okay. Now look at number 3, the third question. What they've given? The diagram below shows an insulated copper wire wound around a hollow cardboard cylindrical tube. Answer the question that follows. Number A. What is the magnetic poles at A and B? So if you look carefully, this was your A, this is your B. Okay, let me draw the diagram first. This, I'm not good at drawing diagram, but still I'm trying, Sure. Almost correct. Now, when the current flows, So this is your key. Just let me complete the diagram, okay? Now, when the current flows, look over here, at B, if you look at the direction of the current, at B, the direction of the current is clockwise. Yes or no? Which means which pole will be induced over here? Clockwise, south pole. And at A, we'll have north pole. Done? Chalo. This was number A. Number B we'll see now. Number B, what they've given? State the ways to increase the strength of the magnetic field in the coil without changing the coil. Now, state two ways. How can you increase the strength of the magnet? We don't have to without changing the coil. First thing, increase the magnitude of current. Current को increase कर दो. Yes or no? Second, by decreasing resistance. That also we can do with the help of rheostat, you know. एक और तरीका है, बोलो कैसे? There's one more, though they have not asked. Inserting a piece of soft iron inside the hollow tube. वैसे भी कर देंगे तो this the strength of the magnetic field will increase. There are three ways. You can remember any two. Okay, this was part B. Now look at one more part they have given. What is that? Number C. Look carefully. If we place a soft iron bar at the center of the hollow cardboard and replace the DC source, look over here, DC source को replace करके by an AC source, then will it attract small iron pins towards itself when the current is flowing through the conductor? See, yes, it will flow. Because the small iron pins will get attracted to the electromagnet when current is flowing through the coil as the AC source. What happened? The polarity of the electromagnet changes, but still it will keep on attracting. AC will what happen? Due to AC current, the polarity will keep on changing. There's just one change between DC and AC. In DC current, what happened? The polarity remains fixed. But in AC current, what happened? The polarity gets on changing, okay? Continuously changes. But it can still attract element, okay? Yes, though the polarity changes, remember that. So this was number 2. Sure, we'll do the next one now. Number 3, let us see what they've given. Yeah, number 3, part 1. The diagram below shows a cooling curve for 200 gram of water, which is the mass is 200 gram. I'm changing it to kg, 200 by 1000 kg. At a rate at which the heat is extracted is 100 joule per second. They've given this. Yes or no? Now look. Number A, what they have asked. Look at the diagram carefully, okay? Calculate specific heat capacity of water. Now look over here. Answer the following question. Heat released in the region BC and calculate the specific heat capacity of water. Now, look at the first portion. The x-axis is your time, okay? The y-axis is temperature. For the first 640 seconds, just look. Time, I'm taking as 640 seconds. What will be heat? 100 joule per second. So it will be 100 into 640. Be careful. Let me draw the diagram. It will be clear. I'm talking about which portion I'm telling you. Look carefully. This is, yeah. This is your A. I'm talking about the portion AB. This is C. This is 0, 0. This is 640. This is 1312. this is 0 degree centigrade, and this is 80 degree centigrade. I'm talking about this portion, AB, this region. So time is this. Change in temperature, that is del T, is 80 degree. Yes or no? So heat is what? MC del T. Remember? Substitute the value now. So heat we got. Q was what? 100 joule per second. So in 640 second, it will be 100 into 640. No doubt in that. So 100 into 640. Mass is 200 by 1000. C we don't know. This is 80. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 0. Now this becomes 100 into 640 by 16 equals to C. 40 times, that is 4000, isn't it? So that's my answer. C will be what? 4000 joule per kg per Kelvin. This is 4000 joule per kg per Kelvin. Done. The first part. We got the specific heat capacity. Heat released in the region BC. Now look over here, that's very easy. We are talking about this region. We are talking about this BC region. Now over here, time is 1312 minus 640. That is how much? 672 second. So heat will be what? 100 into 672 joule. That is 67200 joule. This much heat energy. Yes or no? In BC. Remember this, okay? Now, this is part A we have done and part B. Look at question number 2 now. Let me first rub this one. Question number 2. Observe the diagram given below and state whether the bulb will glow or not when the... Just a second. Yeah. Let me rub this. Now, number 3, part 2A. Let us look at the answer. Question. Observe the diagram given below and state whether the bulb will glow or not when we switch on K. Of course, the bulb will glow. Number A. Bulb will glow. Simple. Number B. Is it safe to handle the bulb when the switch is off? No. Because there is a live wire if you look carefully. No. Okay? Number C. Give a reason for your answer. It is not safe to handle the bulb. Why? Because the reason is, I'll write it. Because if you see carefully, the switch is connected to the neutral wire, but the bulb is connected to the live wire. Isn't it? Bulb is connected to the live wire, which means high potential. Isn't it? High potential. So even if it is in an off position, the bulb is at higher potential and there is a chance of electric shock, you still can get electric shock. Yes or no? Chalo. This is number 3 part 2. 3 part 3 will solve. That's a very interesting one. Yeah. Let me see. 3 part 3. Two metals A and B have specific heat capacities in the ratio 2:3, which means Ca is to Cb is 2:3. If they are supplied same amount of heat, then, which means suppose Qa is equal to Qb, the amount of heat supplied. Qa is the amount of heat supplied to A and Qb is the amount of heat supplied to B. That is equal. They have told. What they've asked first. Which metal piece will show greater rise in temperature given their masses are same? Look over here, number A. Heat is same. So Qa is equal to Qb. Qa is what? Ma Ca del T, Mb Cb del T. Change in temperature is, yeah, will show greater rise in temperature. Suppose this is T and this is T dash. Okay. Which metal piece will show greater rise in temperature given that mass is the same? Mass is the same, so Ma, Mb cancels. Achhe. So del T by Ta I am writing, and del Tb, this is Tb and this is Ta. Change in temperature in A and change in temperature in B is equal to Cb by Ca, and Ca by Cb is 2:3, which means Cb by Ca will be 3:2. Yes or no? So my first answer will be 3:2. Done? This is done. Number B. What they've said in number B, let us see. Yeah. Which metal piece will have greater mass if the rise in temperature is the same for both metal? Same logic. Rise in temperature is same, which means MaCa del T is equal to MbCb del T. Del T is same. So Ma by Mb is Cb by Ca, which is 3/2. So mass of A will be more, because the ratio of Ma by Mb is 3:2, isn't it? So mass of A will be more than mass of B in the second case. Okay. Now look. Number C. I'll just rub this portion. What they've told. If the, just a second. Yeah. Part C, what they've told. Let me read. If the mass ratio of metal A and metal B is 3:5, then calculate the ratio in which their temperature rise. Same way we'll do. Look over here. What is given to us? Ma is to Mb is 3:5. They've given this. This is part C. Look over here again. It is same. So MaCa del Ta is equal to MbCb del Tb. Okay. They've asked for ratio in which the temperature rises. So look carefully. Del Ta by del Tb is equal to Mb by Ma into Cb by Ca. Yes or no? Very easy. Substitute the value. Mb by Ma is 5/3. Yes or no? And Cb by Ca is 3/2. So the answer will be 5:2. That's my correct answer. Okay. Now, number D is very easy. Even a child of class 7 can do that, based on ratio concept. If specific heat capacity of A, so Ca is given as 0.26 joule per gram per degree centigrade. Calculate the specific heat capacity of metal Mb. They are asking Cb. Look carefully. Ca by Cb is given to us. We'll use this relation only. Let me rub this portion, okay? Look carefully, okay? Just look. What was Ca by Cb given? Ca by Cb was given as 2/3. Ca is given as 0.26. Cb, we don't have an idea. So Cb from this calculation becomes 0.26 multiplied by 3/2. So that's 0.13. That's 0.39 joule per gram per degree centigrade. That is my specific heat capacity of B. Very easy, because the ratio was given to us. Yes or no? Chalo. This was question number 3 we have done. Look at question number 4 now. Question number 4. Number 1A. Which one of the following graph A and B shows free vibration in vacuum, and which one shows free vibration in the medium? See, if you look at graph A, okay, and if you look at graph B properly, the amplitude of graph B is decreasing, but the amplitude of graph A is constant, which means graph A is in vacuum. Yes or no? And graph B is in medium. Okay, this was, yeah, A. Now B, look, question number B. How did you come to the conclusion? I told you just now what happened. The amplitude, graph A, for A, amplitude is constant. Look over here. And for B, amplitude is decreasing. Yes or no? This is how we came to the conclusion. So number A and B, done. Number 2, part A. State the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, please. This one you will do it on your own. That's very easy. You need to state the law. Be careful with the keywords, okay? Write it properly. So I'm not discussing this. Name one electrical device which works on the principle. AC generator. Very example. Very easy. AC generator. Done. This was 4 part 1 and 2. Now 4 part 3, let us look. This, I hope this is clear. 4 part 1 and 2. Now 4 part 3, let us see what they have given. 4 part 3. A nucleus 192. Just a second. Look at the question. Yeah. 194, sorry. 194. Just rub it. What they've given? 194 x, the element 82, emits an alpha particle. I'm not going through the question. If it's an alpha particle, we know it becomes Y. They have already given. The mass number decreases by 4, which means 194 minus 4, 190. And the atomic number decreases by 2. So 82 minus 2 is 80. Done. What will be the atomic number of the daughter nucleus Y? Atomic number is 80. Now, what will be the number of neutron in the daughter nucleus? How do you find the number of neutron? Mass number minus atomic number, that's 110. Okay, very easy. Number C. Write a nuclear reaction showing the emission of the particle. यही तो है, बस प्लस हीलियम दे दो. Yes or no? This is my third answer, part C. Done. They've asked for the reaction. Now let us look at the next one, which is number 5. This is the last question, okay? Yeah. 5, 1A. Name the electrical appliance shown in the given diagram. That's a fuse. Very easy. This was 1 marks. Very easy. That's a fuse. Done. Number B. Name the material of the wire used in the device. So in fuse, what happened? It's an alloy of the wire which is made. It's an alloy of tin and lead. We know this. Yes or no? Number C. Name 2 important characteristics of this wire. It has a low melting point. Tabhi to if more current passes, what happened? Due to heating effect, it melts very fast. Low melting point hai, number 1. And there's one more. It has high specific resistance. These 2 are the characteristic of the wire used in the fuse. Okay, this was now part 2A. Define pitch. Again, there's a definition. Please, you do it on your own. Okay, I'm not going through it. Okay, but pitch distinguishes the shrill sound from a flat sound, high pitch sound from a low pitch sound. That's pitch. Okay, number B. Let me see. 2 wires AB and CD of the same length are stretched by same amount, which will produce sound of greater pitch on plucking. Give a reason for your answer, part C. Part B, very easy. It will be AB only. Wire AB produces a sound of greater pitch. Why? Third question is why? Give a reason for your answer. Look over here. Both the wires are of same length. ठीक है? Stretched by same amount, but the thickness, there's a difference in thickness. And we know the frequency of wire depends upon thickness, inversely proportional. Frequency is inversely proportional to the thickness. Yes or no? So if you look at the wire A, the thickness is less, which means the frequency will be more over there. Yes or no? So this is the reason why frequency is inversely proportional to the thickness of the wire. If the thickness is less, the frequency will be more. High-pitched sound. Getting it? Sure. This was number C. Now let us look at number 3. Okay. This is the last question. You have to attempt any 3 out of these 5. There will be an option. Okay. Number 3, part A. Let me see what they've given. Yeah. Why is water used as coolant in radiators of a car? Because it has high specific heat capacity, around 4200 joule per kg per Kelvin, which means it absorbs a lot amount of heat. But the rise in temperature is very less. That is why water is used as a coolant. Done. Number B. Name the radioactive isotope used to find the age of the fossil. Name one radioactive radiation which it emits. Isotope will be C14. Okay. And radiation emitted is beta radiation, you can say. Beta radiation. Done. So this was the last question. Again, I told you there are section A and section B. Section A is compulsory. You have to do all the questions from there. And section B, out of 5 questions, you have to attempt any 3. So if you like the video, do subscribe and share with your friends. Everybody, take care and keep on studying.